Howdy. Well,
I'm back, and I'm better than ever.
so how's that pinky scene doing for you? Good? Yeah, too bad. You're gonna endure my presence for today. It is gonna be big, this one. No, it won't be some racing game because, as we all know, they all fucking suck and should have never existed in the first place. Fuck you, Grand Track 10. No, I want something sportier, more entertaining. So for this April 1st, I'm gonna be reviewing a pro wrestling game. Oh, but it's not just any wrestling game. It is one of the most legendary titles in all of wrestling gaming history. Hello? Don't kid yourself, it's not on par with No Mercy. Ugh, you're acting like a Richard Burns Rally fan, tell me that. Last time I reviewed a wrestling game was back in 2021, when I reviewed the 360 version of SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. A game with a rather mixed public reception.
I hate this fucking game.
That AI-only match went on for over 50 minutes, by the way. Me, however... Fuck, I don't remember. But anyways, let's travel a bit back when the so-called SmackDown 6 was doing wonders in the blue brand, and overall Raw, Triple H's reign of terror was still running wild. Plus all that other ruthless aggression bullshit. 2003 saw the release of, well, some good stuff, but also WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, developed by Yuke's and published by THQ on October 27 in the US. Like most of Yuke's offerings pre-2007, this is exclusive to the PS2, so GameCube users, you just have to rely on Mini 19 or something. Gotta be honest, this is more fun than that PS2 game. So let's answer the question as to why this game is so legendary. Oh, sorry, I guess I should add quotation marks on that word. I gotta talk about the cover art. In the American version, the box art is a mess. Rey Mysterio doing a flying nothing at Matt Hardy, Taker giving, I don't know, Lance Storm the Goozle. Tori Wilson. Meanwhile, the European version is just Brock Lesnar from that Unforgiven 02 poster, and I think it looks better. Jack Specific. Contrary to what Maven said, they're not the main devs of these games. They discount wrestlers for modeling's sake, but that's about it. They introduced a SmackDown opening at the time with black and white clips of wrestlers warming up and being pensive, and whatever the editor decided to blame you with. Also, a few wrestlers not featured in the game. I don't know who this trio is. Here is the main menu with the biggest things doing their tons. It got recycled in the next game, though instead it's the female wrestlers dancing sensually. Okay, calling them wrestlers is too generous of me, but still, I'm not calling them divas. The only one I can gladly call that is the one from the Fifth Element. Let's do a singles match to get the hang of the game. Now, I only grew up with the later stuff, starting when Raw was using a Papa Roach chunk as its theme, so if I were a kid, I only recognize a few of them. But here's a roster of its season, like John Cena, before he ruined everything for us, Rodney Maku, exists, Lance Storm. Help! Scott Steiner. Goldberg with a shitty ass knockoff theme here. I get that its original theme was some stock music they had to license, but it's still much better than this. Makes you want to chant Gilbert instead. Edge with that Rob Zombie song. Well, here comes the pain. And then there's your 40 figures. Vince McMahon, his daughter, and Eric Bischoff, because we fucking love our 40 figures, right?
I'm back.
Debatable. Next time, let me find a laptop. There's also a few legends, half of them unlocked from the start, like Shiki Baby, the other animal, the other animal, and Roddy Piper. At least it's not as many as 6 look. Do look that up, you'll be in for a surprise. There's even a version of Taken when he debuted in the 1990 Survivor Series. Anyways, Rock vs. Lesnar by default. Sure hope I learn quick. Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Where's the second controller? Alright, before I even talk gameplay, here's presentation. I have to answer this question. Jeez, Sophie, how did you manage to make the game look good for the video? Emulation trickery. Said rendered to 3 times the size and use an anti-interlace patch for it. I know that's not why it's legendary, and I know it's from 2003, but even then, the graphics are okay at best. Some wrestlers look great by that time standards, while others, not so much. Now, I like Tori Wilson.
I just need a little space to call my own.
But man, this game did her dirty. She's not ugly here, but the character selection image looks a lot better somehow. She looks like she was made with a creator wrestler. Well, okay, she's marginally better than anything I created this game, but you get my point. Considering that the same folks went on to make Rumble Roses, using the same engine and all, I really expected better. Glad she looks better in later games, not only looks, but also attire. What the fuck is this bland stuff? Where's our red outfit from the character selector? I wanna see her in red! This one just looks really clinical, almost literally. Heck, I won't even mind wrestling in a bra and panties match outfit. Can you tell I have a crush on her? Don't worry about this weird image of Storm, he's fine in game. I really want to know what happened that led to this Photoshop mess. The arenas are fine, accurate to what they looked in real life from the main shows to the pay-per-view events. And the entrances look good as well, even if they tend to skip. Here's Jericho walking towards, oh, he's already on the apron. Here's Goldust, and his robe suddenly vanished. And unfortunately, the Legends entrances are all them coming down on one of those ring cards from Mania 3 with no music whatsoever. Damn, that's a shame. Sound effects are great, the ring noises and crowd noises are equally fine. I love that the music lowers when the crowd goes loud, nice touch. Voice acting? Yeah, we've gone back to the PlayStation games where there's barely any recorded voices at all. No announcer, no commentary, no bantering season. Actually, there's literally none. No snippets or anything. This game is a mute. I can tell why this game is so legendary. Joking aside, at least I don't have to endure Michael Cole or Taz calling the match despite the charming Just Bring It. As for music, I really don't know who exactly made the original soundtrack, but I really like it. Rock music mixed with hip-hop beats like recording meddling and all that. Pretty neat. And the wrestlers' entrance themes are here too, including Motorhead's The Game for Triple H.
It's all about the game and how you play it.
Well, most of the themes. For one, Rob Van Dam doesn't come out to Breaking Point's One of a Kind, but his previous theme instead, Damnation, a Jim Johnson original. Because licensing issues, of course. That's also the reason why Stacy Kubler doesn't come out to that shitty cover as ZZ Top's legs. I guess they blew the budget on Rob Zombie or some shit, but at least it has Matt Hardy's theme instead of whatever Mania 19 had. And to end the presentation part, I must ask, why is the save file model a butt? Look at this, I wasted way less time talking about presentation than Piki did on Vice City. Why am I not the main host again? I thought I had to learn some fucked up control scheme in this game. My first wrestling game was SVR 6, so I had them entirely, but it turns out it's nearly identical. This isn't your average Aki game where you tap for weak attacks and hold for stronger ones. No, there's only one press for strikes, one for grapples, and a D-pad for modifiers, so I'm in familiar territory. X is for your strikes, and circle is for grapples. A single circle press pushes the opponent into an Irish whip, but you can do a fake up by timing your X press right. D-pad or left stick to move, triangle to run, square to get out, grab weapons and all that, right stick to taunt, and the shoulder buttons for your reversals, L2 against strike, and R2 against grapples. I really love this scheme, simple yet different. It may take a lot to get used to it if you're more into Aki's scheme, but once you get the flow of it, it's almost second nature. However, the reverses can be finicky. In order to reverse a move, you have to time it just right. You can't just mash the button and hope you don't get attacked. Unfortunately, that's how I often play it. It doesn't help that my opponent might punch me while holding me, and then I keep pressing R2. Okay, he's gonna punch me again. Fuck! I get it, reversing has to be precise, but I also don't like it if I'm being honest. Despite that, I like how fast-paced the wrestling is. The matches don't feel like drags even if you're 20 minutes in. It's fantastic compared to later games. Shame about the ref though. Maybe I'm just used to newer games, but I swear to fuck, that referee comes slower than a Ferrari pit stop. Come on, Earl, that should have been a free if you go faster. I hate that Pink suggested this joke. I fucking despise F1. What I also don't like is when my wrestler tends to sometimes be stunned whenever one of the body parts is orange or red. You leave me open here! Why yes, there's limb damage, new to the series. This is great if you're into submission or just want your rival to have an headache. And thankfully, for the former, you don't have to hope for a little luck to be on your side to make them tap out. Here, you have to mash whatever button for the little arrow to go all to the left. Of course, it's really difficult when the opponent is close to reversing it, so you have to keep fighting until it's good enough for them to give up. Sure, tapping may wear a gamepad a lot, but if the alternative is a fucking dice roll, I can take this. Mashing buttons apply toward kicking out, by the way. Of course, wrestling isn't complete without some finishing moves. It is that simple. You just have to do a lot of moves to fill this bar so you can start a finisher out of 5. Then just press L1 at an opponent when he's in their appropriate position. Some wrestlers fill their bars faster than others, but if you're playing as one on the ladder, best you can do it just taunt. Just fully taunt without interruptions until the bar is filled up. Works for me in season mode. And I guess I have to talk about the opponents. Fucking hell. I feel even on easy, I'll still get beaten up badly, especially if one of my opponents is Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, or some other main eventer. They reverse any move to an insane consistency. Any amount of close call kickouts are immense. And if you're a recently created call, that applies to almost any opponent. It doesn't matter if your rival is badly hurt in all powers, they'll most likely kick out. Even at 1! Come the fuck on! I swear, season mode tends to be a drag if you're playing as a car. It doesn't help that it's stuck on hard. I'll talk about that feature later, but what would a wrestling game be without a diverse list of match types? WCW Revenge? Hey, it's my show for now, quit interjecting. We have plenty, from tag matches, triple threats, fatal 4-ways, battle royals, cages and cells, hardcore stuff from ladder matches to TLC, the ever-present Royal Rumble, and bra panties. Yup, it's here, and what you have to do is to rip your opponent's clothes off to win. It's a match type, I guess. What did I expect in a game from when the Fed brought the disasters that were hot lesbian action and the Katie Vick arc? But anyways, other than that, those modes are what you expect if you play later or maybe earlier games. Steel Cage is what you must be the first to get out of it. Slowly but surely. It's one of those things where I have to hurt my rival enough so that I can get out quickly. Either that or cheese it. When I'm only required to leave, it can be hell. Speaking of which, Hell in a Cell is just a regular match, except in and out at top and bottom of the titular thing, so expect literal falls aplenty. Tables, break it while your opponent is on to win. Ladders, set up a ladder, climb it, and take the prize in the sky, I guess. Though for some reason, TLC matches only end in pinfalls, which is an odd choice. The rest of the hardcore stuff is just regular matches with weapons, and the Royal Rumble is a majestic thing. 40-man enter between intervals, one leaves victorious. They're always fun, so long as the roster is interesting, of course. I'm looking at you, SVR08. But unlike that game, EQ with its fast-paced nature, there's no bar you have to deplete by mashing. Just throw them on the apron and punch them on the kiss for an elimination, just as long as they don't reverse it. I fucking love this! Tag matches? Well, at least the momentum bar slowly fills when you're not the legal man on ringside, but it can be a drag. Trying to tag out can be frustrating. Even if your opponent is willing to tag in, I can't seem to line up. Fuck, I didn't want to remove the turnbuckle! It's still better than in the later games because whenever I try to pin, my rival's partner doesn't come in to break it up. And I also love the double team moves, but even then, I was never a fan of this. But I do like the backstage matches, so much interactivity to hurt your rivals and so many places to be. Puts SVR08 to shame. If you're used to later games, don't expect this to have a large box of features. Apart from the exhibition matches, HTTP just has a season mode and a creative suite that isn't as extensive. No pay-per-view creator, you can't make belts, or even a story. Fuck, I miss when those games had it. Just basic stuff. Except for the animation maker, where you can make stances, walks, and tons of your own, to an insane degree. In the era of overly high graphical fidelity, I don't know how they implement such a feature today, but it's nice to fuck around with it. But now, let's jump into season mode, one of the main draws of the game. Now, if I were Pinky, I'd pick one of the many Canadian superstars in the roster, even Chris Benoit. No, I won't. But I'm going as myself, because fuck you. So that means create a wrestler, or create a superstar, or in this game's case, create an appearance. It's what you might expect. Despite being rather limited compared to even newer games, you can still do a lot. Instead of relying so much on sliders like later games, here you can move the left stick to change the appearance of specific parts on a panel, so you can make a masterpiece, like me. I'm so glad it can change to a more unnatural skin color. And here's something you don't see much, asymmetrical limb sizes, meaning that you can probably make the Cha-Cha from Left 4 Dead 2. But instead, I'm in a wrestle with a mechanical arm here. And instead of male or female, it's just body A or body B like it's a FromSoft game. If you want to assign them a gender, you set them at the biography sub-menu. I like that it's woke as fuck compared to later games. There's an other option. Shame the two body types are obvious approximations of the male and female body, but progress I guess. I just wish these wrestlers looked a lot better. What am I looking at? The thing about season mode is that anyone who is identified as a woman can enter, but if they're non-binary or other, then they're a fun game. They can compete with the big boys. If it worked for China in SmackDown 2, then this will work the same. I gotta book up though. Oh yeah! Jordan Grace, eat your heart out! It's a shame I'll still be referred to by male pronouns though. I love this game, but also fuck this game. But I'm not done yet. I have to give her a moveset, and holy shit, there's a lot to unpack here. Not only in moves, but also walking in stances. Fuck. I love that you not only give them an entrance here, but also winning an animation. That's so nice. Anyways, made her do suplexes and made the sharpshooter as one of her finishers. So as Garner, here's me doing Shawn Michaels' pose. With that done, I'm just gonna do half a year, because this shit is so overdue. It's the Raw after WrestleMania. Eric introduced me to the show, and my first opponent is Goldust. This should be easy. Guess not. Yeah, expect a lot of this, Sophie. If your stats are so low, you're gonna need a lot of shit. Not only how you do the moves, but also how the momentum bar gets filled. So slowly with every successful move you make. So that means having to taunt a lot. Like so much to the point of being obnoxious. Too bad I kept losing anyway. They're not jobbers, mind you. They're either well-established stars or mid-cutters. So the coach approaches me and asks if I should get a manager. Ooh, give me please. Too bad Tori is at SmackDown. I should have picked that. It's either the problematic bisexual or the black one for now. Accuse me of being racist all you want, but she's literally the only black female wrestler in the game. I'm picking Jazz because of muscles. I said that would change much. I was a damn jobber to the stars, and I kind of hated that. And then I beat Hurricane, about time. And now he wants to face Jazz. What a baby face. Managing her, I have decided to help her out by attacking Helms enough to be pinned. Shame I didn't earn anything, but still, platonic hug! And now I'm back to losing, yay. I thankfully saved JR from Eric's bullshit, which led to me calling me out for it. And I'm probably getting Pearl Albert by Shawn Michaels. I guess he didn't like that I used one of his taunts. So I got booked into a tag match against HBK and RVD, with Jay Laurel as my partner. That's unexpected, he's not even in the selectable roster. Too bad I fucking lost, come on, we were so close! You know, I'm starting to think this game actually sucks if you just keep losing as a custom wrestler. Shut up! Can you at least describe more of what season mode is instead of recapping your shitty life story? Ugh, right. Before you even started, you can actually shuffle the roster around to your desiring, as well as setting stables and making wrestlers faces or heels. Which means I should have drafted Tori Wilson to Raw, fuck! What I like about season mode is that you can walk into a place in the arena and talk to people, potential opponents and partners, or the show's GM. You better choose your words right, otherwise you might lose SB points or get into impromptu backstage fight. If not, then a recreation of that post-op contest between Triple H and Scott Steiner, or an experience by saving someone from a creep. XP is self-explanatory, but what are SB points? Well, they're superstar points, and they're the key into becoming a main eventer. If you win matches, you earn them, and if you have enough, you'll end up fighting bigger foes, as well as having better chances at getting a title shot. And hey, I like this feature. If I can actually win this game! You also earn money in matches you're in, no matter the outcome, but of course, you earn more by winning. And spending cash is the only way to unlock stuff. More legends? Pay up. More arenas? Pay up. Alternate outfits? Pay the fuck up! I mean, at least it eases the pain, so I can't complain much. At least I don't have to pin 20 wrestlers in Slobber Knocker at Spiker Taker to unlock Fred Durst or something. But fuck me, depressing is some of the stuff. Legends are in the 5 figures, and that takes a long while to get to that point. So moving on, I managed to pin Sean, only for Eric to come out and nearly fire me until Vince shows up to book a match between me and him in a steel cage. Can't believe I'm saying this, but this fucker saved my career. Anyways, it was so fucking easy. Felt like I was even trying. Beat him to a pulp and made him cry uncle. So nice. And then it's back to being a jobber. Typical. You know, I like the weeks where I don't get to do anything. Uses the mind a lot. That's just an excuse of being lazy, huh? After getting my ass kicked by Batista backstage, I kicked Bubba Ray's ass hard enough to cheese out of the cage. At SummerSlam, I insulted Ray Ray's height and I lost to a 619. Deserved it. What's next for my career? Oh fuck, a fatal 4-way? I gotta be honest, I can't keep track of who's pinning. By the time I was making moves against Devon, Roddy managed to get a win. Well, I guess that wraps up my life story for now. An abrupt hand, but I had my fill anyway. So that was Here Comes the Pain. Even with its shortcomings, it's still a pretty banging game. Really? After you got constantly fucking season mode? Such a fast-paced game with a lot of match types to experiment, a great season, that is, if you can tolerate being a jobber or start out as a fully fledged wrestler, and a great suite of customization. Would I recommend it though? Yes! No. What? From the looks of things, its difficulty is frustrating when you're caught, and don't get me started on fighting against Top Man. They're so rigged to always win. Oh, let me guess, you think No Mercy is better? Yeah, but also SVR06, even with a slow-paced gameplay and a more linear season mode, it's still an amazing game with better looking cars, a GM mode, and plenty of wrestlers and legends to boot. It has Bret Hart in it. But I still think No Mercy is the best, just for the gameplay. Okay Dan, you foxy bitch. If that's what you want, then so be it. Next time, it's Pinky's turn to review a wrestling game. And no, it's not No Mercy. Oh, come on! Right, I need to deliver this to Pinky. This better be good. Right, suspect is part of a group called the Axis of Dementius. White female with white hair, blue eyes, and no noticeable wrinkles for a 47-year-old. I know this one. I'll take this. You, intern, deliver this for me. Nice to meet you again, Murray Phyllis. Hey, thanks. It's a shame it's not No Mercy, but it's made by some of those same people, so I can deal with it. First time, huh? I'm into naturism. You can thank my first boyfriend for giving me the fortitude to go all out.